That time of the week again, bitch. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Old School, New School Comedy Podcast. And I am your shit-talking host, Christy Miller. I almost ran out of breath on that. I'm old. And we're coming to you this week from a secret location. Shh. Okay, it's my apartment, but whatever. Anyway, I met this girl that's on the show this week. She's a new jack. She's part of the new school. I love the new school because it's so different from us old heads. And I learn a lot from them because I don't know anything about technology. I met her at this really cool speakeasy show, which is over a bodega of all places. And for those white people out there, that's a deli. And it's called Chopped Cheese Comedy. It's been written up in Time Out New York. What other trades, like all the local New York rags and New York One's covered it because it's a sober show over it's like a speakeasy. It's like a little art gallery speakeasy over a bodega. It's hidden, but it's cute. It was a lot of fun. Shout out to Ken Perlstein and Lee. What's Lee's last name again?
Lee Paul Chrissy.
Lee Paul, that's right. I'm 100. I forget names. I'm lucky I know mine in the morning. But I saw her at this show. She was adorable. And so I wanted to have her on here and introduce her to you guys. And this is MINJI, who runs a comedy crew out of South Korea. So she's not just American. She is international, darling. And it's called Busan Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. So I just want to introduce the world to MINJI.
What's up, everyone? Hey, Christy.
Hello, dear.
Thanks for having me on the pod.
Oh, thanks for having me. Like, it was so fun to meet you that night. Like, you're so cute on stage.
That's all I got. You know? I gotta work on more jokes, but I got great energy.
You do. You really do. And all that comes with time. It all comes with time and practice, and that's all it is. How long you been doing stand-up?
A little over a year, so 1 year and a couple months. And I love it. I love it a lot.
Good.
I actually saw you before Chopped Cheese Comedy.
Are you serious? Eat your heart out, people. I have fans.
At Comedy Fight Club.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I became a fan that day.
Was it the Halloween Comedy Fight Club?
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually opened that show.
Did you really?
I bumped so hard. That was the worst bump I've ever had in my life. I dressed up as Ali Wong.
Oh, gee, that's a stretch.
No, I did like a whole pregnancy fit and everything.
You know, I think I remember that.
Oh my god!
I think I remember
You're
that.
like, who is that horrible girl? And I was wearing the glasses. I'm like, I wanted to play the Asian thing.
Right.
And yeah, like that was the worst set I've ever done in my life, I think.
You know, that's a tough room. I'm a legend in that room, by the way.
You were a legend that day.
That performance was fun. I was Cher, and I went up against
Kanye.
Against Miles Toe, who was adorable, funny, and he was Kanye, and he was bringing it. And it was just like so much fun, him and I going at each other. And it was a mic drop moment, we'll just say.
It was very, I really admired you.
Oh.
Like that day, both Miles and you. It was a beautiful, I think it was at that moment, it was not even like the one was counting the jokes. It was not scripted.
Yeah, it was I had nothing written.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to I knew Kanye was going to be crazy, so I just wanted to react to anything he was throwing.
Yeah, didn't you sing?
Yes, I sang. I
Did you believe?
Yeah. And I sang the song in the beginning, and then the mic drop moment when I crushed it at the end, I dropped the mic, and I danced through the whole crowd, high-fiving everybody as Cher. Sweetie.
It was really perfect because I know Miles too, and then Miles loves Kanye.
Yes.
And then I'm assuming you love Cher.
I worship Cher.
Yeah.
That's my mama. Like, you don't fuck me. Talk shit about Cher, I'll kill you.
So you guys were really into the characters that you were in.
He was so great as Kanye. It was so much fun.
I know.
Yeah, that was an epic night.
It was a great night. I'm so happy. Back then I was living in Korea. And I was doing I was on a trip to New York for like 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
And
so how did you get booked on that if you just started?
Sorry, I have to give you a whole timeline.
Okay.
So I started last year, 2023.
Okay.
March.
Okay.
And then I'm in New York, and I had to move to Korea because of like visa reasons.
Oh yeah.
And that was like September last year.
Okay.
And then while I was there, I somehow got on a work trip to New York.
Oh, wow.
And then I already made the comedian friends before that. So I reached out to people and I'm like, I want to be Ali Wong on this show. And it was good. I'm happy I did it.
No, if anybody knows Comedy Fight Club, you can see the old episodes on YouTube. They stream it. Matt Maron runs it. Matt Maron he's been a guest on the show before and in months past. And Matt was made for Comedy Fight Club. Like, you know, everybody has their thing. Like, for me, I always say, I can't stand Steve Harvey. I think he's corny as fuck. But he was made to be the host of Family Feud. Like, that was his calling, because he's amazing as Family Feud. I hate his stand-up, but Family Feud, he crushes it.
Also, he's a great host, as in, like, he just pokes fun at people very equally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he doesn't really go at someone. Like, it's just, somehow he maintains the equilibrium.
Oh, Matt?
That's my read.
Yeah, on Matt?
Yes.
Yeah, no, he's smart. And the way, and I listen to, like, I've been doing this 28 years, so I listen to how people write, and I hear jokes like songs. Like, you know, there's like first verse, bridge, chorus, second verse, bridge, chorus, whatever, guitar solo. But I listen to how he writes and how he delivers, and he's really fucking smart. Like, his roasts are like, damn, I would have never thought of that. Like, he goes to different layers. And,
I mean, think about how many roasts that he's listening to, though.
Oh, and he's doing this every week.
Yeah, of course. Like,
He's
it's
great.
a craft that he's working. He is bound to be great at.
And I always tell people, like, you know, it's funny because, like, there's really great roasters out there that are brilliant at roasting, and their stand-up is mediocre. And then there's comics that crush, that are some of the funniest comics. They're shitty roasters. It's like you can't be both. Like, it's so crazy how, you know, like, one outweighs the other. And
do you think you're a good roaster?
yes.
And
But I'm off the cuff. Like, a lot of the roast battles I do, don't tell anybody. I don't prepare anything.
Oh, you're like, I got this, and you just go up
because
there?
I just go up and go off of what's going on. I'll write down a few jokes, but I usually try to react to whatever they're doing and see how they deliver and just keep it in the moment. That works for me. And then there's like times I've done roast battles where I've written like 60 jokes and I still won because the person ran out of jokes, which was really hilarious. And but you know, I wrote a lot of jokes, but I also knew this person very well.
What if you don't know that person? Do you do
It's
a little
hard.
bit of research?
So I do as much research as I can, but I usually, those are the ones I save for, you know what, I know this little bit about them. I've watched some of their stand-up. All right, I'm just gonna go in and just off the cuff, because that's one of my magic powers, is being an off the cuff. Like, I'm not afraid to say shit, obviously.
Which the reason why I came to see you. I need this energy in life.
But it's like, I don't have a fear, but it also comes from a loving place. I never want to hurt anybody, you know, and that's why people are like, how do you get away with saying that shit? I go, because I'm not attacking people. You know, my roast kind of builds you up as I destroy you at the same time, because I never want anybody leaving my show thinking that they hate comedy, this is terrible, they made fun of me, or they're mean, and you know, why did they single me out, and they totally shit on comedy for the rest of their life and have a bad experience. I never want that. Even when I have hecklers on the road that don't like me, like, there's always, like, every now and then, it's rare, but every now and then there's somebody that just shuts down. So I just try to build them up as I'm destroying them, you know.
Even during your set, like, you just go.
Oh, I go right in on them, and I'll build them up, and the crowd turns on them, and they're in an island all by themselves. But I still want them to leave not hating comedy, because I've watched comics roast, like, you know, if somebody heckles, they attack. They don't roast or have fun with them or banter. They attack, and it's uncomfortable to watch. Now that person's gonna think, oh, this is how comedy shows are. I'm never going back. Like,
you want the situation to be like, the person would look back and like, oh, that was actually fun.
Yeah, like, look back, like, I was part of the show. That was fun.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for including me.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm so cool. The comic picked me out. That's how you want to leave them. You never want to alienate people in a negative. You never want to, because you don't want to be that person that everybody goes, oh, no, I've heard about her. Like, ew.
Yeah.
Like, she's mean. You know, I've seen it. And it's like,
what's your secret to be for the longevity in comedy?
you got to love it. You got to love it. And you got to have fun. And if you don't have fun, it stops being fun, then you got to leave. Because then that's when the bitterness and the anger and the resentment comes out, and it shows in your act, it shows in your delivery, and then the audience reads that, and then
it doesn't come. You never had this. You never had the times where you hated it at some point.
Sure, I quit every day. I'm quitting right now. Oh yeah, when you're an artist, you quit every day. I had this conversation with Sandra Bernhardt years ago. Oh, hold on, let me get that name. Hold on. Okay, I just had dropped that. Sorry. Ready? And but because I used to open for Paul Mooney, and he discovered her.
Another name.
Yeah, that's my father. They're used to Paul Mooney stories on this show. And I was with her, and she's like, "Oh, honey," because I'm like, "Oh, I get so frustrated, I just want to quit." She goes, "Honey, you're gonna quit every day. Trust me." And I never forgot that. So every time I quit, I hear Sandra's voice. "Oh, honey, you're gonna quit every day. It's awful." It's so funny. But yeah, so you're gonna quit every day. You're going to hate it, but I love the craft. I love watching comedy. I love listening to how comics develop jokes. And I love listening to how, like, oh, that's their style. And I get into it. I love it more now, 28 years in, than I did when I started. And I always say this just because I have more experience. I'm better at it than when I was when I started. So you just got to love it, honey. You just got to follow your heart.
I was thinking about quitting earlier today.
Oh, well, welcome to the club. She's a comic, ladies and gentlemen. She just crossed the line as a comic. You wanted to quit. Yes, hunty. Yes.
I don't know. I felt like now I want to say different things in my comedy.
You're a year in, so you're a toddler.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're growing.
Yeah, I want to... in the beginning, it was just like sex, dicks, vagina.
That's what everybody talks about. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I love doing that. But like at this point, I want to like kind of do something smarter, or I want to tell better stories.
Sure.
And but like some people were like attacking me for like...
For what?
Like, you are terrible, or like you are like nothing but a calm painter. Or sometimes I talk about like paint. I make art. I painter.
Okay.
And then I sometimes talk about making art with calm.
Okay, so
and then
do you really do that?
I do that, and I find it hilarious.
Her Instagram is, gentlemen, slide into her DMs. Just send her tester bottles.
But like, I think it's hilarious, and it's like a great story, but like it's...
So I always tell people, either talk about things you love or talk about things you hate or that irritate you, and that, because that's passion. That's, something that you're passionate about, not angry about, but passionate. There's two different things.
I'm not very passionate about calm painting though, but I do like talking about it.
So what you can talk about is, you can talk about being a painter, and you're very creative. And, if it's a guy you like and you sleep with him, then because you like him, you want to do a tribute, and you make a painting with his cum, and you think it's going to win him over, and they leave.
That's literally what happens. And then I'm like...
talk about that.
Yeah. And
like,
then
they think you're fucking weird. Like, ew. Like, are all Asian chicks? Is this in porn hunt category? What OnlyFans is this, But you could talk about that, because that's real shit. That's really who you are. Don't force the story to happen. Just talk about it. And then when you find your voice and you're funny, it'll develop over the years, because right now you're a year and a half in. So think of it as a kid. Your comedy persona is a child. I talk about this all the time. I'm so sorry, all my listeners. Think of it as a child. It's a year and a half old kid. What do they talk about? Gaga, goo goo, mama, dada. They don't have many words.
Yeah.
And then when they're like 5 or 6, that's when the first growing spurt hits. They're like, you're 5 years old. I'm a big girl now. I don't want to play with those little girl toys. That's your jokes. Like, they don't make sense now because it's baby talk.
Yeah.
So now you're peeling layers. So what you can do is just you either throw away those jokes, or you can revamp them in your current voice.
But like what I got like upset about was about like, why do people talk about my gaga goo goo? Like, why is it something to be attacking me about? Like, what is wrong with you?
Well, if you're not doing anything wrong and people are laughing and people are still attacking you, it's because they're jealous, or they're feeling insecure about themselves, or tell them to mind their fucking business.
Yeah.
You know, you do you. Don't let anybody tell you how to be Minji. You know Minji better than everybody. Do you see, you know what I mean?
I'm crying, yeah.
She's crying, like, why did I come on this show? This crazy white lady.
I love this.
But it's, you know, you be you. And if they don't like it, then fuck them. Just don't, I always tell comics too, young comics, don't look for your audience. Your audience will find you. Just be who you are. Be yourself unapologetically. And yeah, it's my cup. It's my middle name. That's my baptism name. When I got confirmed in the Catholic Church, that was the saint I was named after.
I'll be me.
Yes, you be you. But seriously, just no one knows Minji better than Minji. So you tell Minji stories. You tell her experiences. Talk about being from Korea and in America, and you know, and how you perceive things, and you know, how, you know, American, you know, culture and traditions don't make sense to you because they're not Korean traditions and culture. And,
yeah.
You know, and then take American culture stuff that you've adapted into your life being here now. And then when you go back to Korea, how does that translate? You know, and then how does your jokes translate in Korean? You know, like you have so many layers that you haven't tapped into yet because you're still a baby, you know, you still have placenta on your face, you know, as a comic. So you're going to find some really cool shit. And I think you'll find it. But incorporate who you are. You're an artist. You like to paint, you know, you talk about that stuff. Talk about things you love and talk about things that irritate the shit out of you. Nothing you hate because you don't want to become off hateful or mean. Talk about things that irritate you, like, you know, like, fucking New York, the traffic's so crazy in here, you know. You know, nobody hates New York and nobody hates traffic. It's just like things that get on your nerves. It's funny. And things you love, you can talk about all these cool things you love and make them funny. So it's, you know, you'll find that. You know, you have your whole comedy life ahead of you if you don't quit first.
I am actually excited to be starting comedy. Stand-up comedy itself is still American to me.
It's very American.
Yeah, in Korea, we don't have that. So everything I saw and learned was for the past 2 years or less than that.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fun learning about it. I'm a huge comedy fan.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you don't have comedy in South Korea?
A comedy itself is there, but like stand-up comedy as a genre is so rare. It's very much of like an infancy level. Growing up, I didn't see it.
Sure.
And then the comedy scene,
because it is an American thing.
Yeah, and stand-up comedy scene in Korea is there. It has been around for about 5 years.
Okay.
So the scene itself is very infancy.
Yeah.
Like they are the babies.
Yeah.
And the reason why I started the crew in my hometown was because everything was so centered in the capital, like say New York.
Right.
But like my hometown is like Miami/LA. Like we're laid back beach people.
Right.
And there was no stand up any.
Sure.
So I started that because I thought that like there was needs for that. And then
there's a definite need for comedy everywhere. People need to laugh. People need an outlet to let shit out.
Yeah.
It's a fucking shit life, you know? It's hard. I'm 150. It's like, ugh, is this over yet?
And it's been so fun doing it.
Good. That's amazing. So you're starting a genre in your hometown. How cool is that? Like you're a pioneer.
So yeah, I'm a huge hack in New York, and I'm so original there.
Yeah.
I love this.
All right, note to all the hacks out there, go to Busan, Korea, because you will be crushing it.
Original.
See, all the hack comics are road comics. They all go on the road. Road comics do a lot of hacky shit.
What is the hacky shit?
Just the general like airplane jokes, simple, stupid jokes, stereotype jokes. White people do this, black people do that. Asian people do this and white people do that or whatever. Anything hacky that's been done 7 million times over and over and over and over. But it's usually like airplane jokes. Like, I did a show on a cruise ship. I hated it.
You hated it?
I hated it.
I heard good stories about it. Do you know Dominic? Dominic Lee. I forgot his last name.
Oh, the short Italian kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. He told me about the cruise ship, the whole story. It was so interesting.
But I wasn't on a regular cruise ship. I was on a charter cruise ship. I was hired for a swingers cruise. So there's me and 3,000 people that were fatter, older, and much more freer than I am. And I was the only one dressed. In the theater of 1,100 people, there was naked people wearing masks. And I said, bitch, you're covering the wrong hole. I think COVID's the least of your fucking worries right now, honey. You know what's on that seat? Jesus Christ, lady.
Are you telling me you did stand up in front of naked thousands of people?
Yes.
Is that
And they weren't hot. There was nothing to jerk off to. It would make you want to sew your vagina shut and send it off, you know?
Do they listen? Like, what do you talk about? Do you just like...
I did all my dirty shit because that's all they wanted to hear.
And then they...
Anything like, anything like any jokes or long bits or any pop culture, I got chuckles, but they really wanted me to go in on them and just be dirty and filthy. That was the part they loved. And,
wow.
And it was
they
just
be
like...
fucking listening to this.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, and it was like, yeah, this is the end of my career. You know, this is, Mom, I know you're in heaven, but if you could look down on my dreams coming true right now. Yeah.
She can actually see it.
She's like, oh, honey, I raised you better than this. No, you didn't, Ma. No, you didn't.
That sounds like a crazy experience, though.
It was
I want
really
it for me.
It was, honey, I feel like I've been to Vietnam. You know, I feel like I have, like, Agent Orange acid burns on my fucking brain. Like, I have PTSD. You know, I'm serious. Post-traumatic sucking dick syndrome. It was a lot. It was a lot. I was in emotional distress. I hid in my room and in the gym because I had nowhere to go. I went on the deck and there's 1,000 people fucking on these fake beds and chairs, and I was like, and I'm walking through dressed like, who's the I was the turd in the punch bowl on this cruise. Like, I was the creepy one.
When everyone is swinging,
yeah,
you were the creepy one.
Yeah, I was. And I'm walking down the hall. I was dying because my friend was dying laughing. And I said, I was walking down the hall. And, you know, in swingers, they decorate their doors with, like, little pictures and pineapples. And
pictures?
Like, of themselves to, like, sell people, like, knock on our door. We're swinging. You know, we do this. We're into this. And there was flags. One door had a flag that said, don't tread on me. There was Trump 2024 flags. And I'm like, and I'm walking down this hallway going, all 10 commandments have been broken with this hallway right here. All these people. Oh my God. Like, I think my room was the only one that didn't have jizz. Like, you could take a black light in my room and find zero. Everywhere else was a crime scene. Like, it was so insane. I've never seen anything. I mean, I'm glad I experienced it. But my God, I still have nightmares from it.
Did someone wanted to like jump on you?
Oh yeah, creepy couples. Not even. I wish they were hot. At least they feel pretty, you know. Like if they were hot, I'd be like, all right, well, why not? I'm on the boat. No one know what stays on the cruise ship. You know what happens on a cruise ship stays on a cruise ship.
You were on the stage, right? But
yeah,
they wanted to jump on the stage,
yeah, like
or
after
like
the show. No, after the show, they were like, so we thought you were funny. You want to come up to my room? And I'm like, and do what? Tell you jokes? You want me to heckle you while you're fucking her?
Yeah,
like, all right, I'll do that. I'll do that. And I bonded with all the Filipino housekeepers. Oh, I was in love with them. They were fucking funny as hell. Half of them didn't speak English. One lady that took care of my room, she spoke some English, and all they talked about was, you like Joe Coy? Yeah, we love Joe Coy. I'm like, oh, the one Filipino guy. You guys know him, all right? And I'm like, yeah, I love Joe Coy. He said, oh, we love a Joe Coy. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
I've been to a sex party once as a painter that day, and not a lot of G's painting then, but I still think that that's a crazy story. But compared to yours, well, it feels like nothing.
Yeah, like, you know, walking on the top deck where they were having a big dance party, and there was this old couple sitting on the edge of the hot tub, naked, and with their feet in on the top step, and they're just sitting on there, and the old man's balls were hanging in the water. And I'm like, I can tell how old this man is by how far his balls hang from his fucking groin. And I'm looking at and measuring it, going, this guy is 80. Okay.
I am dead.
It was like, ooh. I'm like, these, you know, and I have to give it up. I have to give it up to these people because they don't give a fuck. They
sure.
are free. They feel beautiful, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I won't even wear shorts in public because I don't want people to think I look crazy, you know? And like these people are butt-ass naked with nipple tassels, fucking each other's wives and husbands. And here I am worried about, does this outfit make me look fat? You know, and these bitches are like, does this swingers party make me look fat? You know, and it's like, God bless them. They have a confidence that I do not have.
Yeah, God bless them. And
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing to have that.
I'm so happy that you experienced that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No one would have experienced it, honestly. This is like
It's just another
story.
chapter for the book, isn't it?
I would love that to happen for me. I'm manifesting that.
Yeah, but otherwise, cruise ships, not that one. They're, you know, they like clean, hacky, fun, you know, safe. I call it beige comedy because it just kind of goes with everything. It's kind of muted back color. You know, beige is that background color that just kind of blends everything together.
Yeah.
Nothing special.
Yeah.
But it's not offensive, but it's not like, oh, that's bright. You know, it's just there. It's just beige. So... But yeah, like and a lot of cruise ships will do an adult show, and that's where you can let loose. But it's like, you know, the show I did was a full adult show, and I wasn't adult enough. I felt like, I don't think I'm dirty enough. Like, this is, you guys have I just got beat at my own game. But yeah, though the cruise ships, I mean, it takes a certain type of comic to handle that. You know, like I have comics friends that have been doing cruise ships for 30 years. Their whole life is on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
And they're like jealous of me because I'm on land and playing the clubs. And I'm like, you're making $2,500 to $3,000 a week, doing what you love, seeing the world. I'm making, you know, $50, $20 a spot in these clubs, sometimes free. You know, sometimes I've gotten paid $10 for a city club spot. And I'm like, you know, that cruise ship doesn't sound too bad after all.
Yeah, I heard that you make a lot of money on it.
You do make a lot, but it takes you away. Like it's, you know, I was like, wow, that's a lot of money you can make. That's great. You can work a couple cruises a year and be, you know, whatever, or work 6 months out of the year and then have the other 6 months off. But it really takes you out of, like, it's really a surreal feeling when you're on that water and you're just surrounded by blue and you're completely... Like there, you know that there's land somewhere thousands of miles away, and you're just like, you're completely cut off from the real world. Like you don't have any connection to what's going on and anywhere in land on any country. It's really crazy. You really feel how small you are on this planet, like how small life is.
Do you feel very lonely there?
Yeah, it's very isolating. You know, we love to isolate. Don't get me wrong. Comics, we love to isolate. I'm the first one to shut the door to my bedroom and like leave me the fuck alone.
I love being alone too.
Yeah, because it's my way to recharge. But it's really isolating, you know.
Yeah. Well, thanks for letting me be in your private spot.
Oh yeah, so it's so extravagant, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
So you are here a year and a half. So besides, you know, where I met you, like where are you getting up? Like where do you work out at? Like what's it like for you being here?
I used to go to Chop Cheese Comedy, but not these days. I feel like I love podcasting a lot. I started my own podcast recently. It's about 7-8 episodes in.
Okay.
And that takes up a lot of my energy and attention.
Yeah.
So currently,
What's your podcast called? Tell everybody.
My podcast is called Artists and the City, and it's about art. And I invite guests that has different artistic pursuit, like dancers, painter, comedians as well.
Nice.
And it's been very fun. I love it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Follow her. Artistic in the City. That's her
Artists and the City.
Artist in the City. I'm autistic in the city. But so this is a really like a cool thing for you because you're very young and well, we don't know. She's Asian. She'll look this age till she's 190. I punch her in her face. She's 30. But you're starting out in comedy with social media at its peak. You know, where everything is social media oriented, everything is follower driven, everything is all about how many followers do you have, how many views are you getting, how how are you handling that? How is that working for you? Because I grew up without this. We didn't even have electricity.
I am so good at it. I am so good at making fun.
Fucking Asians. I swear to God, these fucking Asians are great at everything. Fucking Miss TikTok 2024 over here. I'm gonna punch her.
But like one problem was that so I made a video of actually like me trying to deal with the heckler, and I kicked him out on stage.
Oh.
That was a great moment for me, and it was at my own show in Busan, my hometown, and it was in Korean.
Was it your cousin?
The heckler? Yes, everything was staged.
I was gonna say no. I'm saying because it's such a small town, like. She's related to everybody. You know how many of you are. Don't try it.
I mean, we are a very mono-ethnic country, so like you will see the like Asians everywhere, and it would seem like everyone's my cousins. Yeah, but anyways, that
I just think it's small town because here in America, small towns, we all fuck our cousins.
Yeah, like
that's my daddy, brother, boyfriends. You know, we're all inbred.
Yeah, and then that video got 2 million views.
Wow.
And it was not funny enough. Hence, not a lot of good reception, but a lot of hate comments and shares. Hence, viral.
But hate comments anything negative is going to be better for your career than anything positive.
Wow.
Because if you get all that negative, then people are going to want to see what you're doing next. So your haters are going to watch you in the fall. So you need to jump on that viral bandwagon and just keep it going. And then people will start because look at the Haktua bitch. You know,
she's honest.
She's blowing up. She was just here this last weekend doing a guest appearance. Yeah, in New York City.
Wow.
For $30,000 she did an appearance. She got paid $30,000 to do this show in New York at some
what?
I remember what the show wasn't like a comedy show, but it was like hosting some kind of like an award ceremony or some bullshit like that.
I think I've seen it.
It's like, she got management out of it. She's gone viral. Now she's on tour. She's a comic now, you know. And then like back a few years ago, probably before you moved here, out in Long Island, there was this guy they called the Bagel Boss. And there was this short, angry, racist guy in a bagel shop, snapped on the kids that work there and went on a racist tirade. This video goes viral. Like he's trying to pick fights. He's like 2 feet tall and he's trying to pick a fight with a guy 6'3" and all this shit. And he's yelling at everybody. The video goes viral. The guy gets management out of it. He goes on a tour on the Funny Bone circuit.
Oh.
He was headlining the Hartford Funny Bone. And
was he funny though?
No.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, and they get all the gigs. So now all these comedy clubs are like, are you viral? How many followers? Are you going to put butts in seats? How about putting on a good show?
Yeah.
You know, there's still some clubs on the road that will just book comics that are good. And I love them and I cherish those. But most of the clubs now are like, how many followers do you have? I don't care how funny you are.
But
wow,
that really sucks. I think it's terrible, honestly, as a comedy fan. Like I am on TikTok and I'm good at playing that game. When I went on viral for like that video, I made a lot of follow-up videos that got me a lot more followers.
Good.
And I'm happy I did it. It made me so strong and resilient.
Yes.
And it was basically the first ever Korean-speaking stand-up comedy video clip where someone kicks out a heckler. So it was kind of like a big pioneering
groundbreaking, yeah. I mean, you're think about that. You know, you're breaking barriers in an area that never had it, and now you're the pioneer.
Yeah, and then, but the thing is, there are people who was like supporting me off of it, and I realized that I am not funny enough.
Yeah, well, because you're not seasoned enough. That's all it is. You're not seasoned.
Yeah.
So it's. You know, that's all it's going to take is just experience now and just keep going, keep doing your skits and keep developing your stand-up.
Yeah.
And you'll catch up to yourself.
I'm actually surprised at how much I love this so much. As in, like, it's so Asian in me. As in, like, I want to, like, work on it and excel at it. I really am.
Americans, we're so lazy.
I am so disciplined.
Yes, you really are. Yeah. Like, it's incredible how disciplined Asians are, and everybody could learn from that. Like everybody take page out of that book, because when you're that disciplined, you're going to succeed.
I am very proud of that. You're also very disciplined too. Yeah, like you have 2 podcasts, and I know how hardworking you are.
Yeah, I work a lot. I go on the road a lot. I do anything I can, because I don't have I didn't play the game properly. So, I just did, I was raised under Paul Mooney's wing. So Paul Mooney didn't play the game properly. He was just a legend. Him and Richard Pryor were best friends, and he wrote for every fucking TV show in the 70s and 80s. So when it came to playing the game in Hollywood, he wouldn't play the game. He would tell you exactly how he felt about you. And I'd get mad at him, like, shh, Paul, don't get the check first, then cuss him out. But, and I have that, I speak my mind, which I'm a lot better than he is. So I know when to shut up, but I also don't like a lot of girls. They flirt and they, sleep their way, or they, use their sex appeal to get things done. And I can't do that. It's just not a part of me. I just don't do that.
Yeah, you don't want to be in the swinger part.
I don't know, So I don't have any like celebrity backing. If we had social media back in the days when I was with Paul Mooney, I would be in a different position. But I didn't. So, social media, I'm in my 50s. So it's like social media it's a different world for me. So I'm still navigating it. And I just do. And at this point in my career, I just do what I love. And I do what makes me laugh. So, and I know if it makes me laugh, I'm going to sell it on stage, or it's going to make everybody else laugh. Because I'm having fun doing it, then the crowd's going to have fun with you.
Yeah.
But I don't have that celebrity backing, opening a door for me and helping me out and pushing me through. I have to do it myself. I'm a one-man band, so I just do everything I love.
Yeah, social media has been such a big part in the game, I feel like.
Huge.
Yeah, and then I am so good at making videos that I'm not
You're fired. She's hired.
I'm so good at making videos that like I can sell myself at a like higher like expectation than I actually then I can offer.
Deliver.
I think so.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
You're great at marketing. Like you know how to get out there, you know how to open doors, and you know how to get yourself noticed.
Yeah, and I have this like visual artistic background, right? So like, I want to make things. I make things pretty and professional.
Right. That's fantastic. That's a great talent. Like I know how to be funny. I know how to create. I know how to write, but I don't know how to sell myself.
We gotta work together.
Yes, like together we make a person.
Yes.
But that's usually why comics like us back in the day, we had booking managers. We had booking management. We had booking agents. We had acting agents. We had people that did it for us because we were just the talent, and they were the ones that knew how to open doors, knew how to sell you, knew how to package you, and they knew how to get it out there. So when you do it yourself, and it's not my strong suit. My strong suit is creating content. My strong suit is, writing jokes. My strong suit is performing. My strong suit is writing scripts and stuff like that. But like selling it or getting it out there, I am so bad.
But like, will you, what do you want to achieve?
Oh, there's so much I want to achieve. Like I always tell my friends, I said, I'm like, because I grew up with Joe Rogan and Diaz and all those guys at the Comedy Store, and I left in 2005. So, but I wasn't one of the boys. I was just a girl. So when I left, I just kind of lost contact with everybody. But I always say, I'm Joe Rogan off of Sheen. Like I'm the Temu version of Joe Rogan.
Sheen really hit me.
Very personal.
No logo from H&M, yeah.
Oh, I love it. H&M, oh my God, I call that half off and marked down.
Oh, yeah.
I love me some Sheen, honey. That stuff is tragically delicious. It's so bad. I love it. It's so terrible.
It's the junk food of apparels.
Yeah,
it's
literally, you're in line at the store, like a Dwayne Reed or a grocery store, and it's all that last minute quick grab candy and junk that you don't need that's on the aisle next to you. You're like, oh, I really need that travel size toothpaste. Oh my God, I want that little, I want those 3 pills of Zyrtec to take in my bag. Like, you're like, what?
But you were the girl in the boys club?
Yes.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I was always the girl in the boys club. I'm like, that's not a girl, that's Christy. And that's what I wanted, because I wanted respect. I wanted to be treated like a comic when I started out, not as a female comic.
Yeah.
Because back in those days, and even today, females are female comics. I remember one night, a few years ago, I was doing a show at Broadway Comedy Club at a spot many years ago, and this guy was hosting. I don't know who he was. He goes, all right, you guys, this next comic coming to the stage is a female, so you better laugh.
One way to introduce.
And I just looked at him like, what? I'm going to throw this motherfucker through a wall.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm the Kool-Aid man. You don't want none of this. So I went up and grabbed the mic and I fucking pushed him out of the way and grabbed the mic and I let him fucking have it. And the crowd went crazy. And I was just roasting him. And just for saying that. I'm like, you wouldn't say that about a guy.
Yeah.
And you don't know me. Like, dude, you better, like, I love, this is one of my favorite things too. I love when comedians don't know who I am or my history. It's great. So I fuck with them. They're like, who are you? And I go, oh, I'm Christy Miller. And they're like, oh, so is there anything you want me to say? Do you have any credits? And I'm like, wow, well, I've only been doing this for 6 weeks. So just make anything up.
And then
and I go up and I annihilate the place, and then they walk on stage every time and they're like this, and then I go, yeah, don't ever disrespect me again. Like, don't talk to me like I'm some nobody. Treat me like a human being. You don't have to kiss my ass or treat me like a celebrity, but just be nice. Like, hey, oh, you're a comic. That's nice to meet you. Oh, cool. I've never heard of you. Oh, wow. You've been doing it. Wow, cool.
Yeah.
Like, be positive. Don't be like, oh, who are you?
I feel like comics do that all the time.
But it's all new jacks because they don't know their history. I remember one night at a club, this girl, she was hosting, and she was like, how do you want me to bring you up? And I said, well, I was telling her credits, but before that, she brought me up, very sweet girl, and she was asking me about, like, who are you? Like, where do you come? Like, how long you been doing it? And I said, at that time, it was like 25 years or something like that. And she's like, oh, I've never heard of you. And she goes, what do you like? And I said, well, I'm kind of like, I was raised under Paul Mooney. I've worked with Andrew Dice Clay. I'm from the Comedy Store. I go, kind of think of like a little Dice Clay-ish, that edginess, but like Paul Mooney, I'm that, like I'm that truthful and, like naming comments. She goes, who's Andrew Dice Clay? I said, get out. Just get the fuck out. You're a comic and you don't know. I mean, it's not like he's just some New York comic. Andrew Dice Clay is an icon. Like, Andrew Dice Clay broke barriers back in the 80s. Like, he was the first comedian to take comedy to rock star levels. He's the first comic to sell out Madison Square Garden and go on a stadium tour. Like, he was a rock star. He wasn't just a comedian. And when he did that back then, we were like, you could do that? Holy shit, comics can play the Garden? We could play stadiums? Who ever thought of that? We always thought of clubs or the biggest thing, theaters, at the biggest. And then, like, Dice Clay comes along and breaks all these barriers and shows people, like, what you can do, how you can achieve. Now it's a common thing. Everybody, like, all these big names sell out stadiums now. Like, it's totally common. And it's like, and I was laughing. I'm like, this guy's an icon, and you don't even know who that is. I go, you need to learn your history. I go, no disrespect, but you need to learn your history. Look up who all the greats were, And I said, I was told I was a female Phyllis Diller. Like, you're a total next Phyllis Diller. I'm Lenny Bruce, because I have no fear on stage.
I'm reading Lenny Bruce's book.
Yeah.
It's called How to Talk Dirty and Influence Them.
Yep.
I am being influenced.
Yeah, that's a good book for you to read. Lenny Bruce is a definite trailblazer. Like, he went to jail for stand-up.
Yeah.
Because you can't say those things, so...
Because he's like writing such a like.
And now you look at his act, you're like, that's what he went to jail for? The fuck am I? I should be fucking in Siberia in a chain gang,
He says so many profanity. He writes crazy things like, in his book because it's so private.
Yeah.
And I also write in the morning, like it's my journal. And then I notice myself, I'm like writing like Lenny Bruce right now. I'm like, I start the journal as like, what a cunt, and then blah 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 blah. Like, I don't do that, but like, I'm being influenced by Lenny, and I like this guy.
Well, express that, like, explore that and keep doing that, because you're gonna find layers as you keep writing in your journal. You're gonna find things that were deep down that you didn't know were there, and that's where the nuggets come. That's where the gold comes from. So, but keep doing your thing, girl. But I'm so glad you're on the show. And I love to wrap up the show with 2 questions.
Yes.
2 questions, guys. And this is going to be fun because she is from Korea and she doesn't know American comedy. So this is going to be very interesting, these answers. So question number 1. Is there a bit a comic has done that made you go, God damn, that's brilliant. I wish I would have thought of that first. And what was it?
It's Tom Segura.
Oh, we love Tom Segura.
I love him so much.
He's amazing.
He's literally my idol.
Yeah.
And he has this bit about race fight at a park. Do you know about this?
Tell me it. Tell everybody.
So he was basically saying that like he was kind of on tour or something, but he was chilling at a park.
Mm-hmm.
And then a white guy and black guy started like a fight. And then somehow another black guy just jumps out of the bush.
Had to be Central Park.
And then like the fight got bigger. And then later on this white guy say the N-word. And then the guy and everything that's like that Tom Segura is like telling was just his observation.
Right.
Nothing added. Like he doesn't add any of his.
He just says what he saw.
Yeah, and then in such a concise manner.
Mm-hmm. Now listen to his rhythm. Listen to how Tom delivers a bit. His voice is so funny. Oh, he's so great.
He's like, I go blah 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 blah, and then she goes blah blah blah. Like the way he does that in like monotone.
Yeah.
But when he talks about like this black guy jumps out of the bush, he somehow goes beside the stool. Oh, sorry. Like and then just jumps out.
Right. Of course.
And then he doesn't move usually.
No, he just kind of paces a little bit or walks in a circle.
And then he just plays with the stool. Right. I've never seen that kind of stool play. Like somehow.
Oh, she's never seen Joe Rogan fuck his stool like a lion.
I actually haven't. I'm learning my lessons. I'm learning my history.
You'll learn that a hack joke number like 128 is dry hump the stool.
Okay. I'm doing that tonight. Okay. I don't know if
do it. I dare it.
But like I just love that. I love that bit so much.
Yeah, he's so great. My favorite bit of his is the bit when Brad Pitt came to see him. Oh my God, I died. You want to? Okay.
You want to give a kiss?
Yeah. It's like shy. It's so funny.
Yeah.
All right. So this may be a difficult one for you, but I always love to ask because we're old heads. We love sitting around the green room telling old street jokes, old dad jokes. And when I opened for Paul Mooney, he used to close his shows with street jokes, but he would Mooney-ize them and put his Mooney twist to them and just destroy. So have you, since you've been in America, learned any street jokes or dad jokes?
I know the format of it, like knock knock, who's there?
Uh-huh. Do you know any knock knock jokes?
No.
We'll be right back. Knock knock, who's there? Minji, I'm here to do the podcast.
Minji. Oh no.
That's hilarious. I love it. She doesn't know any good dad jokes. Well, we're gonna have to. Everybody's gonna have to like DM her dad jokes now.
Drop me dad
you need
jokes.
To show her what a good dad joke is. So
yes, Americanize me away.
Stupid ass dad jokes because they're so corny and stupid.
I love to learn.
Yeah. So no, you're adorable.
Yeah, I'm learning. You know?
So I want you to tell everybody and all my schoolers out there that are listening where they can find you on the social media and if you have any big projects coming up.
I'm on Instagram and TikTok. You can find me at Text and the City. It's like Sex and the City, but Text and the City. The big project is my podcast. It's Artists and the City. You can find it on YouTube and Spotify.
There's all in the city with this bitch.
Yeah, it's a universe. City universe.
She's going to own all that shit and then get sued by Michael Patrick King.
I'm ready.
Bring it. I need the publicity. Let's go viral, bitch. I'll hack to her and spit on that thing. Yeah, so I think you're adorable. Thank you for being on the show. And remember, you guys, you can follow the show here on Instagram as well and see fun promo clips at Old School, New School Comedy. You can follow me as well on all the socials at Christy Miller Comedy. So please like, subscribe, and share the show. We love you. See you next week.
Bye.